Hi, I'm Mike Hirschi with Lightning Archery. Today we're going to talk about the different quality in arrows. There's basically two different areas to look at in judging the quality of an arrow, and those two things are the straightness and the consistency in weight. And I have three different arrows basically to choose from. You have wood arrows, you have aluminum arrows, and you have carbon arrows. You can mix carbon and aluminum. They have combinations of those two arrows. Arrows are all determined by their straightness. When you look at an arrow catalog, they'll state the straightness in thousandths of an inch. This arrow here is guaranteed to be within 1.5 thousandths of an inch straight in a whole dozen of them. So when you can test that, you can lay the arrow on a roller like this, a spin tester, and just spin the arrow and look at it, and you can tell how straight it is. Now, as you can see from a wood arrow, it's harder to get wood arrows as straight as manufactured arrows, and it's just got a little more wobble on it than a carbon or aluminum arrow. So straightness is definitely one of the key characteristics of a quality when judging arrows. You want to look, and you can judge by the straightness of the shaft. The second area is the consistent weight of the shaft. Now, each arrow, when you lay this arrow on a scale and it comes out and it says it weighs 520 grains. So that arrow weighs 520 grains. Now, when you lay the second arrow on the scale and weigh it, you want it to weigh as close as you can to 520 grains. So all your arrows are consistently weighted, so they weigh the same, because when you shoot the bow and you shoot that arrow out of it, it will project it at a different speed if they weigh at different weights, and so then your accuracy is going to suffer. So that is one of the qualities of a shaft, is the consistent weight. Now see, these three arrows here, these are some very high quality shafts. These are Easton ACCs, aluminum carbon composite arrows. They're very consistent, they're very straight, and they're very consistent weight. Each one of these arrows weighs 438 grains exactly out of three arrow shafts. And that is one of the qualities, and these are one of the best arrows you can buy. You do that with lots of different arrows, and you'll see that in the catalogs they also have a section that describes the consistency in weight, and most of them will say plus or minus 2 grains for the whole arrow shaft. Some of them will say plus or minus 3 or 4 or more, and some of the arrows, like ACCs, will be plus or minus a half grain per shafts. Now, and they're even matched up here on the sides of the shaft. Now they say on the shaft, it says this is a 300 size shaft, but also it has another thing. It says Series DU. They will have different letters there specifying which category they fit in, so that these arrows will specifically meet the weight range that they're supposed to be in. So those two things, arrow straightness and the weight, consistent weight, are the two of the biggest determining factors on arrow quality. Now, you also have one other thing you can throw in, and this doesn't so much judge the quality of an arrow as in the application of that arrow, and that is the spine stiffness. Each arrow is rated at a certain spine stiffness, and that is the amount that the arrow will flex when a weight is placed hanging off the arrow, and that is the strength of the shaft itself. You can shoot certain spine stiffnesses through a heavier poundage bow. You need a heavier rated arrow. If you have a light poundage bow, then you can shoot a lighter poundage, and that's the spine. That doesn't necessarily judge the quality of an arrow shaft, but just basically straightness and weight consistency are the how to judge the quality of a shaft. You do have durability as well on an arrow, and that durability is not the best way to judge quality is either, because some of your best arrows that are the straightest and the most consistent might not be as durable as a carbon shaft that's basically half the price which will handle more, hitting into things and trees or limbs or twigs and that before they might break, rather than one of these higher quality shafts.